It's time for our daily dose of Cope, and we have Leo Leopard at the news anchor's desk, and there are so many stories to get to, so take it away, Leo. We all love a good progression. So this was posted in the You Voted For That subreddit. This one's titled, Real Donald Trump Promised Greatness, Delivered Starvation. I voted for you, and now I'm out here hungry. Let's check out this progression. Keep in mind that this man's name is Christ is King. Keep that in your back pocket. You know how these Christians are out here so loving and not hateful or anything. All right, so Wall Street Apes posted this back in February, saying apartment complexes are now being raided by ICE in Denver, Colorado. And to that, Christ is King says, I love this for America. Okay, that's fairly mild. They love deporting people. I get that. So this person named Chicago Ray says, Maxine Waters lives in a $4.6 million mansion, has a net worth of over $5.3 million on a government salary of $174,000 a year, and paid her granddaughter $100,000 a year for 10 years. So that's what Chicago Ray says. Now, let's listen to what Christ is King is saying in regards to this. Gotta love these Christians. He says, B word, and all of these words that I'm about to censor are cuss words. B word, you're so gross. I can't effing wait until they take you to jail, you effing shyster. You're an effing shyster, and you're an effing divisive B word too. F you. I am agnostic. I don't even go to church, and I can't cuss like this. These people are supposedly loving and all of that, but they're only like the only thing I see is hate being spewed from them. Anyways, this was back in February. Remember, Christ is King. He's all about it. Let's go. Let's deport some people. I hate Maxine Waters. October 23rd, this is what he's saying. Donald Trump promised greatness, delivered starvation. I voted for you. Now I'm out here hungry. Hashtag snap delay. Hashtag shutdown sucks. Christ the King again. Real Donald Trump, you said you would fight for us. Now you're fighting for your ego while America starves, USDA shutdown, kids skipping meals, and you're golfing. Make America great again. More like make us beg again. And then it's like hashtag MAGA fail, hashtag Trump shutdown, hashtag snap delay, feed the people. Honestly, though, this is what these types of people deserve. They really wanted other people to suffer. They wanted to put people through the ringer. They hated folks. And now their faces are being eaten. And honestly, they deserve it. I hope that they are stressed. I hope that they lose their homes. I hope that they're out here having to beg and plead for their money because they deserve this, because there's some hateful, insert some cuss words right there, but I don't really cuss like that. Sometimes cuss words do come out, but not like these people. So a couple of comments. Think Industry says maybe he should eat some behind instead. Killer of Cheese says maybe he should pray harder. Christ is King after all. Dalian says, what did booty ever do to you? And then Chesweedy says maybe a bag of D's. So just giving some options if you're hungry. So this was posted in the Leopards Ate My Face. So comprehensive ad titles this one, My Deep Red State, Texas Facebook. I've already gone over this lie social post from Donald Trump. It says the cattle ranchers, who I love, don't understand the only reason why they're doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including a 50% tariff on Brazil. If it weren't for me, they would be doing just as they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. It would be nice if they would understand that, but they also have to get their prices down because the consumer is a very big factor in my thinking also. So he's just like, have they tried saying thank you? All right, so here's the post. This person reshared that. And this person says, this has to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Getting harder and harder to support Republican politicians. Shame theirs. Look at this, theirs. Shame theirs, not a viable third party option or just a Republican Party that would do what they say or platform on. What was their platform? other than stripping people of their Medicaid and healthcare? What has been the Republican platform other than cruelty and making America white again and making sure that people lose their job? What is the Republican platform? I need somebody to really make it clear to me. But this person says it's getting harder and harder. So that means that he's still supporting this person. Just, could they come through? No, they're not. They're still going to be cruel to everybody. And Donald Trump ran on tariffs. So you people that voted for him, and he ran on tariffs, he ran on bloody mass deportation, he ran on concepts of a plan for healthcare. You people that heard that and was like, yes, that's what I want. This is the reason why they deserve all of these tariffs. These people that voted for this deserve the financial insecurity that they're getting, because this is what they voted for. Some comments. This person here says, every day I regret voting for him. I don't know why we can't get a third party candidate in office. Most people land somewhere in the middle. Left wing, right wing, they're both on the same bird, and that bird won't pick you up. Except the Democrats. They want to make sure that people have health care. They wouldn't have stripped away social safety nets. They wouldn't be firing thousands upon thousands of people. These people want the same sides things. They want to act like both sides are the same when Democrats are not this cruel. Democrats wouldn't stupidly add tariffs to everything and make sure that prices skyrocket, at the same time snatch away SNAP benefits. Democrats wouldn't do that because Democrats are not as dumb as MAGA, not as dumb as the people that voted for MAGA. So this person says they've done a lot, I agree with, on stuff in our own country. But all this meddling in other countries' affairs and now saying stuff about importing other countries' commodities does nothing but strengthen our competitors' markets. And then this person says, thank you for making us money now. F you for taking it away. Okay, these people are mad, but they should be mad at themselves though. And then the person that posted that says, pretty much. This person says he's not wrong, to be honest. And then the person that posted this says, personally, don't think it's an honest assessment. And then he says, I just think there are better ways to address the issue than to import other people's commodities to help your buddy out at the expense of American ranchers. But the ranchers and the farmers voted for this, even though they knew what tariffs did to them the first time around. And that's the reason why I have 0 flying Fs to give about the farmers and the ranchers. And may they get exactly what they deserve. We've seen Trump voter Caleb Ragland before, but he's also a soybean farmer, and the soybeans have sold exactly 0 soybeans to China because of Donald Trump's trade war. And I know I've talked about Caleb Ragland, but I'm going to say this again. Dear MAGA soybean farmers, under Joe Biden last year, you sold $18 billion worth of soybeans to China. Under the Trump administration this year, you sold 0. Vote accordingly, but they probably won't because they are dumb. They would rather have their faces eaten off, and for that, I agree. Let them have their faces eaten. So we got this person, CC Just Chris says, I voted for Trump 2024. So here he is. He's a Georgia voter. I don't know who Chris is talking to here in particular. It says, I love you, dude, but seriously, this is cuckoo. Why? Because most of us are in the middle class who flipping don't have enough deductions to do the long form. To add, I don't even have a car payment because I can't afford a new one with their ridiculous prices. So their ridiculous prices, and that was in October. Now, here he is talking to Donald Trump Jr. and JD Vance. It says in caps, how about helping Americans? The cost of living is too freaking high. This low-income cuckoo voted for you to help, but feel it is worse. I only make $30 an hour. He only makes that, even though some people are still out here making minimum wage or $15, and nobody really wants to bring that up. But anyways, and then back in April, he was saying, how about doing something about our dang healthcare system? They're stripping it away. Who cares about a stupid concert? Yes, I voted for Trump, but this is about stupid, in my opinion. We have other things far more important. My nephew is dying because he couldn't afford healthcare insurance. And then he tags Donald Trump and JD Vance. These people want to inflict maximum pain because they're trying to cull the herds. They want people gone and out of here. The U.S. Department of Labor, our government, is posting all of these pictures on Twitter and their social medias, other social medias, and all they're using is propaganda with white people. Period. Is just a bunch of white people. I really do wonder how MAGA, colored MAGA, feel about this because they really want to restore white people. All right, so Project Firewall has something to do with the H-1B visa things and making sure that, not a lot of colored folks come here because we need to make America white again. So this says restoring the American dream. We got these white people, we got the 2 kids, we got the little boy and the little girl, and it says restoring the American dream through Project Firewall. And this is the caption, Restore the American Dream. We're continuing our work on Project Firewall and restoring pathways to the American dream by ensuring American jobs go to American workers. Another white guy. So this one's captioned, The American Dream belongs to the American people. The process is in place and the mission is set. Project Firewall will restore the American dream by ensuring American jobs go to Americans first. Whoever is putting the prompts in for their AI do not know that there are other Americans other than white people. These are some of the captions to the Department of Labor. If you don't look like the drawing, you're not American. Dr. Land says better clean up the IT industry since that's a national security nightmare in waiting. So this person, another autistic millionaire, says, I absolutely do not trust anything the U.S. Department of Labor says ever. They can promise all day. I've learned their words are empty, vacuous, and meaningless. Their promises are similar to a carnival salesman, utterly self-aggrandizing and utterly suspect. More artwork with another white family. So this one says, Project Firewall is our commitment to ensure American workers have a fair shot at the American dream. It's not going to be easy, but the American dream is worth fighting for. Every Sunday morning, Harold Anderson. So this is the Department of Labor saying the American dream or the white American dream. That's what we are fighting for. The U.S. Department of Labor, again, we got this white family. Another white family. They're looking lovingly at church. It says, our work on Project Firewall is critical in our mission to put white Americans first and restore to the white American dream. Another white man, you got some cranes behind him, got the American flag. Woohoo! It says, through Project Firewall, we're building our workforce and ensuring white American jobs go to white Americans first. So this post on October 15th is talking about what Project Firewall is. I had not seen Project Firewall, but there's always way too many news stories. There's just always way too many. It says Project Firewall is the most aggressive H-1B enforcement initiative in years, and it's going to make sure white American jobs go to white American workers. So here they're talking about audits, they're talking about sharing of information, and they're making sure to keep the ratios of colored people or non-white people down. So that's where we are. That's white Americans first. Let's go. I really do wonder what colored MAGA think of all of this propaganda with all these white families in it.